Thank you for joining our bi-weekly email series, which highlights best practices for using Leanplum. Today we'll be talking about shopping cart abandonment messages. Oftentimes, users will add items they like to their shopping cart, never to complete the checkout process. This might be due to the user being pulled away from the app, or maybe they are on the fence about the purchase. Use Leanplum to send users notifications reminding that their specific product is still in the cart, waiting to be purchased. The obvious benefit for utilizing shopping cart abandonment messages in Leanplum is increasing purchase and shopping cart conversions, and in turn, increasing revenue. Once the user leaves the app, they often forget about the product they placed within the shopping cart. By sending the user a notification shortly after adding the item but not purchasing, a notification will keep the item top of mind and encourage the user to come back for the purchase. Leanplum gives you the ability to personalize the message specific to the items that were selected. When sending the reminder to the user that they still have an item in the shopping cart, dynamically customize the message to include the name of the item added and any other relevant details. By including specific information about the item, the user is much more likely to interact with the message and come back to the app. Additionally, if there is a web experience that lives alongside the app, it's common for users to interact with the items on the app but make the final purchase on the web. When this occurs, you don't want the users to get a notification about the item. Leanplum allows you to send web activity that can be used to cancel notifications triggered from the app. This results in a more positive, holistic user experience. Now we'll go into Leanplum and walk through an example of shopping cart abandonment messages. I'm now in the Leanplum messaging console. The first thing you'll want to do here is name your message. In this case, I've named it the cart abandonment example. The next thing you'll want to do is select the type of message you want to send. In this case, we're going to send a push notification, so I've selected push notification here. Next, we'll want to select the targets. In this case, we want to target all users, but if you wanted to target a specific segment, like users in the United States, you would do that here. Next, we want to select the trigger for the message. Our options are immediate, scheduled, triggered, triggered locally, or manual. In this case, we're going to select triggered. Next, we want to decide which event we want to use for the trigger. In this case, we're going to use add to cart triggers. Then we want to decide the delay for the message. What this means here is if a user triggers the add to cart event, they'll receive a notification 1 day later. But what if the user purchases? So in that case, we want to add an exclusion event. So down below here, you can select unless event checkout is triggered. So what this message is going to do is send a notification to the user if they add to the cart 1 day later, unless they trigger the checkout event. Finally, we want to go up to the top here and work on the copy of the actual message. And here we want to utilize user attributes and parameters to personalize this message. You'll notice here I have first name or there as values for this message. To utilize this, you'll click on these two brackets and click on value and then user attribute, and we're going to go ahead and select first name. And in the case if we don't have a first name for that user, we want to have a generic value. So click on or, click on value, and type in whatever text you want. This will insert the value into the message. Then you want to do something similar for the parameter, which in this case is the item. So again, click on the brackets, go on the value, click parameter, and then add the item into the message. So this message will say, hey, first name of the user, and if that's not available, it will say there. It looks like you left the item name in your cart. Don't miss out. Next, you want to select the open action. In this case, we're going to select open URL. If you have deep links for specific items, you can add them here. We don't create the deep links, but we definitely support them. If you have any questions about this type of message, please feel free to contact your customer success manager or contact us at support@leanplum.com. Thank you for watching.